Welcome back to the Achieve Your Apex podcast. I'm Chad Himes, your author and host, taking you on a journey to any apex you're ready to achieve. That's right. I'm taking you through the lessons in the book that I wrote and going even deeper on some of the concepts so that we can help you achieve your apex. Now, I hope you're bringing people along on this journey and sharing the podcast with them. Remember, you can get this podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts, and you can find it on YouTube at youtube.com/Chad Himes. Right there on my channel, you'll find the playlist for Achieve Your Apex. Check it out and share it with others so that they can make their journey easier. Now, we've been talking about strengths and weaknesses. We talked about environment in our first bunch of episodes and the power of it. And now we've been talking about strengths and weaknesses for the last two episodes. And I want to talk about something right in between there, right between strengths and weaknesses. And that's okay. Now, you've heard that good is the enemy of great. I'll tell you, okay is the enemy of great. And it was Joshua Foer who wrote Moonwalking with Einstein, who coined the phrase the okay plateau. Now, the okay plateau is when we turn off learning because we're okay. You see, think about some of the things in your life that you're okay at. How about typing? Now, they don't even teach it in school anymore, I don't think. I think I'll give away my age. I remember they had typing class. I wasn't very good at it, yet they had typing class still when I was in school up to a certain age. Yes, I'm that old to some of you out there. Some of you, of course, are laughing because you remember it as well. Here's the thing. How many of you have gotten better at typing over the last 10 years? Because I'm going to bet very few of you have. Yet how many of you type every single day? You're writing emails. You're doing things on your computer and you're typing, but you're not getting better at it because you've achieved what you've called the okay plateau. Now, you weren't consciously saying, well, that's good enough. I can stop now. Yet you got somewhere and you said, I'm not putting in more work to learn how to go any faster. So this is going to be it. I don't know. I can type pretty well. I don't do the I'm not looking sort of typing. I don't have to look at my keyboard. I can look and go a little faster. Yet I watch my friend IJ, who I mentioned earlier, who's a professional writer. That guy can fly on a keyboard, including hitting backspace and fixing typos he made somehow without ever looking down, doing 100 plus words. And I'm sure he'll, if he listens to this, will yell at me that I said only 100 plus words because it's probably much higher than that he can type at. Because he developed the skill because he knew he needed it for his profession. He actually did the work. You see, so many of us, we don't do the work on many things. We get okay at it and we stop. There's probably 3 dishes you make really well in the kitchen and you're okay at that. And that's all you did. You didn't learn to cook. You didn't become Bobby Flay, who sat there and said, I'm going to learn all these flavors. I'm going to learn how to do this. I'm going to learn that. No, instead, you learned to make 3 dishes and you're okay with it. You turned off your kitchen learning skill. It's okay. Because there are certain areas in our life where that's absolutely acceptable. I don't need to type more or faster than I do. It's acceptable that I've said I've stopped learning typing there. Yet that's not acceptable in all areas. And so often we hit an okay plateau in so many places and we just don't break through. You see, and we need to break through. We get okay at driving. We don't go back to driver's ed at any time. We just say, yeah, I'm good at this. All right. And everybody's a good driver. Nobody's a bad driver. Yet everybody else is the bad driver around you. Isn't that interesting? Right? Nobody ever says, well, yeah, I'm a bad driver. We're all okay at it. And we do what we do. We drive. And hopefully you're safe. The okay plateau is a challenge that we all have to be ready to deal with in every area. Because if we are developing our strengths, we're going to hit a few okay plateaus. You see, you had already hit one. Because at the beginning of this session of the book, where we're talking about weaknesses, I had you do the exercise of ranking yourself 1 to 10. Well, you hit a number and you were okay at that. Until I maybe brought it to your attention that we needed to develop our strengths, you didn't. You just said, I'm okay at it. I speak well to groups of people, or I write well, or I sell well, or whatever your strengths were. And then you just said, I'm okay doing it as well as I do it. I don't need to do it better. That's not true. We need to develop those strengths and break through the okay plateau. And the way I want you to think about it is like your heart rate zone in the gym. Don't worry, I'm not making anybody go do a workout. You don't have to do a workout. I just want to explain how your heart rate zones work. There's 5 heart rate zones when we're doing a workout. 50 to 60% of your heart rate maximum, we just call the resting zone, right? That's resting. You're not working out, you're just resting. Okay. From 60 to 70%, we have what's called the fat burning zone. Excuse me. This is where we're ideally burning that fat off our body. Okay. From 70, 80%, we get into what's called the aerobic zone, where we're taking it up a level. We're creating cardiovascular fitness. Okay. Don't worry, not making you work out again. 80 to 90%, we're the anaerobic zone. Okay, we're taking that heart rate up and really pushing it. And then we get 90 to 100%. We're in what's called the red line zone, which is getting your heart rate really pumping at a high level. Now, how do you figure out your maximum zone? That's 220 minus your age is your maximum heart rate. And then the percentages I just gave you if you wanted to care about that. Think about this as your strength zones. Can you get into that aerobic zone, which is that 70 to 80% zone where we're really starting to really develop some good work? Can you get in that zone for your strength every single day? That's how you develop things. Nothing happens, boom, flip of a switch, and I just magically did it. Nothing happens, oh, I'm going to read this one book and I'm magically going to be better. Oh, I'm going to do this one thing from this one seminar. I'm going to magically be better. No, just like our fitness, we get better slowly over time. We train for something. And after a month, we're better than we were at the beginning. And after 4 months, we're better than we were then. And after a year, look at who we are. We've completely transformed ourselves. Okay, same thing with your strengths. My challenge to you is that you are figuring out how to break that okay zone, which is just the resting zone. We've just gotten there and we've rested. And now say, how do I get up into that 70, 80% zone? So I'm pushing myself. I'm developing better fitness. I'm doing it with my strengths. I'm going to be in the kitchen and I'm going to put X amount of hours or X amount of minutes or X amount of time into being in that kitchen or watching cooking stuff or reading those cookbooks or learning the terms or taking classes so I'm better at it. Doesn't matter what it is. Is it lead generation because you're in a sales business? Is it communication skills? Okay, I'm going to go to Toastmasters and I'm going to take these Toastmasters sessions and get better, or I'm going to read these books or watch these videos on how to speak to groups, whatever it's going to be. Is it your organizational skills? Oh, I want to work on getting even better in my organizational skills. Not because it's a weakness I'm improving, because it's a strength I'm going to be better at. So I'm going to go read some of those organizational books. I'm going to watch some of those YouTube people who organize things and stuff so I can have a better system and I can be even stronger at it. But every day we have to get into that strength zone, that 70 to 80% heart rate maximum zone. That doesn't mean your heart rate's beating faster in your strength zone. It means you're actually working in your strength zone. And if you can put a half hour to an hour every day where you are purposefully focused on developing, not just using, developing and getting better at your strength zone, you'll break through the okay plateau. And you have to if you think you're going to make it to the apex. Folks, I'll be here every Wednesday with the Achieve Your Apex podcast. You can always visit my website, chadhimes.com, if you want to connect with me, if you want to ask a question, leave a message, anything like that. You can also do it right on the video on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/chadhimes. Put it right there on the episode. I will be checking all those comments as well. I thank you for joining me. I look forward to what's coming next, and that's going to be the next chapter. So be ready for it. And until then, keep climbing.